Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
You want to see none of that shit besides just the cord from the cigar sign, which
Exactly.
is white anyway, so.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal. And here we are on episode 84.
All right, anything off topic you want to jump into?
We're already on.
We're on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So welcome to the HGTV edition of SNS. We got some redecorating going on in here.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about some studio improvements, getting stuff out of the way, figuring out how we're going to set up. We're getting ready for video, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost 2 years in the making. I believe August will be our 2-year anniversary.
It will be.
You know, one step at a time, right?
But we're locked and loaded.
You're back where you belong.
I am.
In your brownies corner.
I am.
We moved our banner. We hung up, like every studio should have, a true basketball mini hoop.
We do have that now.
And the brand new Kentucky Wildcats steel sign.
Yeah. Beautiful sign.
Very nice.
Definitely need to pump up the mix in some more sports teams. Maybe that can be like not our homer teams.
Is there anything cool we
like
get?
even moving like the Kentucky thing back over here and then just getting like a Falcons thing or just random sports wall for the guest so they can feel welcome. And maybe move like the Bourbon Knowledge stuff even over to our walls.
Yeah, still plenty of space in here.
And then really just pump that wall full of just like random anything and everything sports related that has nothing to do with Cowboys, Cavs, Mavs, Reds, Blue Jays.
Be a nice Alex Caruso jersey.
Be sick. You could probably
Michael
get one
Penix.
for like $5.
You mentioned the Falcons. I think a nice, crisp, new Michael Penix would look pretty tight up here. Plenty of options. And still things I have not put up yet. Like we need some shelving still. I think definitely behind me at least.
Definitely. I could use a mid-level one.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a couple footballs I can put up. We can get some of this brown stuff off the table. I'd like to clear the table.
Honestly, I love the table.
I do too, but it's stuff that's never going to be seen.
That is a fair point. Based on where our cameras are going to be, you're never going to see that Nick Chubb helmet.
I know.
Which needs to be seen.
It needs to be seen.
Yeah, I agree. We could definitely move some things around here.
So, yeah, but maybe a little a nice long shelf right behind me, I think. Just because I could put up my hodgepodge of autographs, footballs, and my Chubb helmet, and my little tiki totem pole. Yeah.
Maybe we hire our next employee as a chief decorator.
Interior designer.
Well, on that note, go ahead and pull up that chair.
Pour up that drink.
And light that cigar because it's time for episode 84 of Sports and Stogies. Cam.
I'm smokeless.
Do you feel naked?
I do. I was banking on you having a stick in the humidor.
Yeah, for once in probably the first time in 2+ years, I am completely empty.
Yeah, which props to you.
That's my one problem. I burned through my stock so quick.
Yeah, props to you. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I take it as a bad thing.
But, yeah, I was looking for the pipe. I couldn't find the pipe. Was kind of in a rush getting out here. I had to go to Walmart before and get some stuff. But, yeah, I was like, man, I don't know where it's at. If I had to guess, it's just in my truck.
And then even more concerning than that, you lost some tobacco in the meantime.
Unfortunately, yeah, and a mason jar. Honestly, the tobacco was like, eh.
But a good jar is hard to find.
Yeah. I had an incident at the house where, I heard a loud bang and I jumped into action. No, I'm just kidding.
You slowly lumbered up.
It was a PTSD joke.
Oh, well. I don't have that, so that kind of flew over my head.
But neither do I. Just a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Not funny.
But I got home from work and I laid down to go to bed and Shaylee got up and I don't know, maybe it was an hour, maybe it was 30 minutes. I was just in that point where you're like hitting deep sleep.
The worst time to get woken up.
I didn't even hear it. I slept through it and she's like yelling, like, what the hell was that? whatever. And I'm like, what? What? And she's like, did you hear that? What happened? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she's like, your mason jar just fell out of your closet. It's on the top shelf in the closet. And it like fell and like almost out to the middle of the floor.
In the closet, no less.
Yeah.
Behind a door?
The door was not, it was open.
Okay, even still, though.
With sliding doors.
It's kind of weird.
But yeah, it was quite the trajectory to dodge. I mean, there's clothes that it could have hit if it would have just slipped off, and it probably would have rolled on them. But then I have like literally one of those plastic 3-drawer containers that holds my underwear and socks in my closet because apparently dressers are outdated and out of style.
According to who?
Shaylee.
What would our SNS chief decorator say?
I don't know. I'm a fan. I like dressers, but she didn't.
Gotta have it.
So we have an entertainment stand in our room now.
Upgrade for like an armoire, something even bigger.
Yeah, we have an entertainment stand in our room.
Yeah, does it hold your underwear? I didn't think so.
No, it could technically, but
embrace it.
But yeah, it just fell out, shattered the jar, tobacco all over the floor.
Did you save the tobacco?
There was glass all in it.
Yeah.
And it was all got swept up to the trash.
Your new blend?
No, old blend. I think
Okay.
it was. I think it was the CAO Vanilla Davidoff Blue mix. I'm pretty sure that I have the Blood Cult Moon, whatever, in the garage.
Either way, our first SNS paranormal intro in quite a while.
Yeah, quite some time.
Maybe your old pal followed you to the new place.
I hope not.
You've told stories of Jimmy on the show before, right?
I don't think so.
Never on
I don't think we've ever gotten into Jimmy on the show.
AMA or Ask Me Anything or the One Too Many.
I can't speak on those.
We'll save that for episode 100 then. Maybe.
Yeah. Paranormal stories coming at you on the
That'll
next
be one of the
Too
many
Many
topics, which I believe we're 16 episodes away from, so another 3-4 months here. Well, with that, give us the promo information as always. And before I forget, let me grab Evan Keaton's card just to make sure we don't, gloss over that.
You should have it over there somewhere. But anyways, you know where to follow us. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all taken over by the one and only social media manager for Sports and Stogies, Stephen Bocock.
Already doing wonders and introduced himself on a TikTok today, I believe.
He did introduce himself. That, and he is asking for engagement with him. He will then send all the information to us if you guys don't reach out to us personally. But please reach out to the Sports and Stogies social medias to engage with him because he really would appreciate it.
And it makes our jobs easier.
And it does make our jobs easier. Now, the TikTok, that's all me.
Clearly, you found your groove again.
I did. We got 10K views on the latest bum of the day. So pat on our back. And then Austin is going to start making YouTube shorts.
And I'm thinking probably I'll lean in more towards the cigar and whiskey side.
Go ahead. Yeah, I like that.
So we cover that end of our Venn diagram.
Yep. And I planned on doing some of that stuff too, but, how I have it set up, I'm not really sitting out in the garage with my desktop computer.
Definitely not smoking in the house.
Definitely not smoking in the house. I could do whiskey, but I am going to buy a green screen to latch onto my chair. That way when I do like the trivias or the bum of the days, I will be present in the video as well, which I think it might just be a me thing. Whenever I'm on a video that doesn't have a person in it, I scroll right past it.
I think, it's more engaging to have the person right there.
So I want them to look me in my eyes.
See, that's what I don't want because whenever I make a YouTube short, I got to go shades on. Otherwise, I don't know where to look, and it messes up my whole train of thought.
Yeah, so easy for me because I'm looking at a computer screen.
You're not staring at the camera or just off into the void.
Right, yeah. But you could just do the setup where you set it up and then do whatever. Maybe you're writing something down or I don't know.
We'll adjust.
But
I'm an adapter.
You definitely need to get on it because we've covered all the other ends of the spectrum. It's all on you now.
Hey, you're pulling your weight. Steven's pulling his.
Because also to monetize on YouTube, it requires like X amount of views on YouTube Shorts within X amount of time.
Also, can you monetize alcohol and tobacco content?
I don't know.
I feel like that changed recently and you can't. But hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Right.
But having the option is
Of course.
all I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
So follow Austin, the Austin-led YouTube, and the Cam-led TikTok, and then the Steven-led everything else.
And you can find the show on, of course, Apple Music, Spotify, Google
Apple
Podcasts, whatever the hell it's called now.
Apple Podcasts. It's its own separate app.
On the actual link
Simplecast.
that we post, which we do have like 2% of listeners that use that. I don't know who, but it's there. And then before Evan, let's do some shop promo to pimp out our friends here. Start us off with Tip Top.
Best selection in the Midwest. Greg's a very personable owner, great guy. Colin's probably the most intelligent person I've ever met in my life when it comes to cigars. Even gave me the typical salesman pitch on pipe blends when I was in there. I asked him, I said, I'm really going to test you. What do you know about pipe blends? And, of course,
boom,
everything I needed to know. He's like, but I mean, these ones are good. This is everything about these, but I would really recommend the crumble cake. And we saw how great that went.
Correct.
Which is A+ recommendation. And it was their last 10.
Oh, so even perfect
better.
salesman technique.
Yeah. Probably had more in the back. Only displayed one. He's like, oh, well, looks like this is our last one. You better get it if you want it.
Yeah, no more coming in for the next 3 months. I really want you to have it.
But, yeah, big shout out to Tip Top, always.
And, of course, if you're not local, tiptopsmoke.com. Ships to your door, all their inventory.
Pretty much every state besides every continental
I think just
state.
Alaska and Hawaii.
All the ones that don't touch.
Pretty much. I think there's still some spots open for their Cigar of the Month Club, both the basic and, what's it called, premium
Something
editions.
like that, yeah.
Either way, check out the website. Of course, got to mention Casa Aficionado up in Delaware with the Queen of Ash, Patricia. We have our bi-weekly card game up there. Again, great selection, beautiful lounge, some of the best people around. If you're up in that area, definitely make a trip. And if you're up further north, see our good friends up at Cigaro.
Oh, you want me to?
I was trying to, throw it back to you.
Steve Squared and Jamie are the guys. I've never personally met Steve Danchis.
Met him at the event last year.
I know you have. Great guy, obviously. He's working with Steve and Jamie. So
he's their chief, inventory
cool
officer. He brings in all the sticks they bring in.
Oh, nice.
Of course, ships me all my LCA stuff.
Beautiful.
Which I'll mention here coming up.
Great guy. Great guys. Very interesting guys. Beautiful lounge.
And I believe Stephen Bocock posted our interview with them recently this week, if you guys missed it.
Sort of our social media schedule. No bum of the day on Sunday. Probably still try and do a trivia TikTok or something like that. And I might do a bum of the day. It just depends on what's going on. But Sunday is obviously from 1 to 9 p.m. in August and September. It's going to be sports, so there's not really going to be a bum of the day. But unless I do it Sunday night. So on Sundays, Steven will be posting our interview episode links. And then every other day, just sharing stuff, engagement stuff with you guys. But every Sunday, the interview, well, he'll pick one every Sunday. And that'll be the interview for the week that you should go listen to if you haven't already. Or if it's been a while, go listen to it again. And then moving forward, obviously, any other interviews we do, which I believe we are planning on doing some re-ups and re-interviewing people we've already done and going down to Youngstown to do Danchis.
And I definitely want to get him on. Aunt Patty's been asking again, especially get you out there for the first time. A lot of things in the works here.
A lot of things.
And last but not least, our good friends at the Stogie Smoke Stop in Huber. Robbie runs a great shop, great selection. My entryway into cigars.
My first lounge.
And first place I brought you as well.
So that and then B&G's, of course.
Can never forget those guys.
Another work in progress, but beautiful lounge.
I believe pretty much finished.
Pretty much finished?
I think phase 3 got done.
I know what it was beautiful. So I'm sure everything they added was beautiful. But another great selection. Great guys, Brian and Gonzo.
We're definitely due for a trip. I'm really never out that way
Haven't
too
been
much.
to B&G's in a while.
But yeah, we're due for a little venture out there, and hopefully eventually interview those guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to.
Now, of course, this show brought to you by our good friend Evan Keaton, the ACE Certified Personal Trainer. Email at allthingsfitness15@gmail.com, cell phone 937-308-6324, and the website at allthingsfit.org. Cam, what does Evan Keaton do for us and for these clientele out there?
He's an ACE certified personal trainer. You want the gains? You can get the gains. You want to lose some weight? You're going to lose some weight. You want to stay scrawny and
Lean like a runner?
then you can maintain that. He's capable of doing anything you want with your body. If you want it done, he can do it outside of
And
plastic surgery.
brings the gym to you.
He brings the gym to you,
Can come to you at the gym.
can come to you at the gym. You can
And
go to him
rumor
at
is-
his gym.
He has classes.
He has classes, low, medium, high. And
I believe every Tuesday and Wednesday.
if any of our listeners are out there wanting to do this, let us know if you can survive the low, medium, high challenge presented to you by Sports and Stogies. If you can sit through all 3 classes in one night, let me know. Evan,
Also-
you don't count.
Yeah, of course not. Name drop us if you guys go find Evan and say, hey, we found you through SNS.
Yeah,
Give us a little shout, you know?
exactly.
Makes us know we're doing our part.
Exactly.
Because he's definitely doing his, and then some.
Everyone promotes us better than we do.
You know what? That's finally starting to change. I
Sort
think
of.
we're on the right track.
Yeah. Well, like I said, assuming that a second webcam is purchased this week, we should have video next week.
You ready?
And it may not be great.
It won't be. Our first
But-
endeavor never is.
It'll be a work in progress, and we'll figure it out.
I'm already feeling like Marty Scorsese trying to line up my shot right here. I don't want to be too close up,
Yeah.
and I might even have to go shades on, just until I forget about the camera being there.
Really?
Remember the first couple weeks when you were still thinking about the mic and how you sounded? I think
You just admitted something. I didn't think that.
not at all.
No.
It took me probably a month to get over the fact that I'm talking into a mic and
you
hearing
sound like a
myself,
dork.
especially with the way our audio was initially. Yeah, I was kind of in my
Well,
head still.
initially, our audio was great. Then we would just butcher it.
Well, we had a few mistakes along the way.
But, no,
But
I didn't have any issues.
I think it'll take me a week or two to forget the camera's there. Because I don't want to ever be like, well, I won't say ever, but I don't want to be thinking about breaking the fourth wall looking at the camera.
Right.
I want to stay in the show.
Yeah.
So maybe a week or two after
No
that.
Deadpool moves.
Unless it's intentional, which will have its moments.
Yeah.
Either way, what are you smoking on tonight, Cam?
Nothing.
What a shame. First time ever.
Yeah. No. There was one time I was sick.
I do recall
Or
that.
just getting over a sickness.
which
where I
really
did not
shouldn't
smoke
count.
Anything.
But tonight I have, again, thanks to our good friend, Stephen Danchis, the Jeremy Sears / AJ Fernandez Hold Fast for LCA. It's a 6x54 box press. Toro came out this month. I got 3 of them from Danchis. It's a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper with Nicaraguan binders and fillers, and I'm going to order a full box.
An AJ Fernandez LCA box press.
Yeah, again, if you made a cigar specifically for me, this is pretty much what you get. I already told Steven, hey man, this is my favorite thing you've shipped me yet. I need a whole box. He said by the end of the month, when he makes his order, he's got me.
Man.
Which I believe me and Uncle Sean are going to split.
I was going to say, what does a box of those LCAs run you? I don't know what they are per.
So these are $13 per stick. I don't think he gave me a price yet for the box, but of course with our discount, either way, it's worth every penny. This is one of my favorite sticks I've had, definitely this year, if not in years past. But of course, I'm a slut for AJ Fernandez and
box
anything
press
and anything
and-
LCA does.
and dark.
Yeah. So yeah, great burn so far. Excellent, perfectly smooth draw on all 3.
So
I've
is that
had.
your first one?
No, third.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd be smoking one right now as well.
In what, a week?
Give or take. Yeah.
That's a good stick.
Yeah, I'm hooked. Very cool band with the
I
skull
can't
with the
think
beard
of
on there.
another cigar that you double down on like that.
So I get 2 LCAs each month, but I'll split them up usually.
Yeah.
Smoke one on the show and one a month later or whatever. But this one, I was low stock, so it's kind of my only option. But even if it wasn't, I would have had to have gone back to it because it's phenomenal. I mean, dark chocolate, toffee, some espresso notes, A little bit of earth, pretty much no spice, except maybe the final third, at least the first 2 times I smoked it. A little bit of saltiness, a little bit of savory meat kind of note. There's a whole lot going on. I think there's one small wrapper of Colombian leaf,
Ooh.
which adds a little bit of extra just pop in there. But either way, incredible smoke. You guys want some? I think it's LCA exclusive, so up to my knowledge, Dan Cheese will be the best route to take if you guys want some of these smokes.
Probably the only route. I've never seen one in... Tip Top had some for like one run, right?
To my knowledge, yeah, Tip Top is still an LCA dealer. But again, this one came out this month, so brand spanking new. And look at that, brand new reactions to the Facebook posts from Stephen Bocock.
He's killing it, man.
Want to give a quick TikTok check real quick?
11.1.
God, just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Shattering our previous record of what, like 3K?
8K.
We had 8K before?
8.9, yeah.
Which one was that?
One of my solo ones, of course.
Well, that's all they are. Besides the one
we
time
had
we were
two
in Cleveland.
together. 2 in Cleveland at different times.
Pre-game, post-game?
No,
Or no,
one at
Cavs,
Cleveland Browns.
Browns.
One at the, yeah.
We'll talk more
No,
about
we tried
Browns.
to do a goofy one in show, too, right before the show. It was really goofy and sounded terrible.
I think I blocked that out probably. Oh, yeah, we did do like a pre-show. Like,
yeah, we did a pre-show, like
let's get
hyping up
hyped.
the episode. Yeah.
not us.
Yeah, that did not work.
A little too inauthentic. Well, with that, we have one fan question. Give us your top 5 most dominant athletes of all time.
Okay. So
How did you interpret the question, first of all?
So right away, I was like, oh, okay, so like Shaq, Bo Jackson, like guys that are just athletically dominant and not necessarily – like Shaq was dominant in a sport but not really Bo Jackson. So then I pivoted to dominant overall in the sport, including athleticism.
My definition was pretty much these 5 players were so much better at what they did than anybody else in the sport, thus making them the most dominant. And I think the 1 and 2 for me should be the universal
I have to say
1 and 2.
The 5 athletes.
Okay.
Because 3 of mine, I wouldn't say you play.
Okay.
Per se.
Okay.
Number 1, Wayne Gretzky.
We're going 1 to 5?
I guess we should go 5 to 1.
Well, not a spoiler. I think Gretzky should be unanimous 1.
Number 1 for everybody. Number
go
5, I got John Jones.
Thought about it a lot. Yeah.
There's honestly only like 2 of his later in career fights were even close, but everything else was just pure domination.
Yeah, I thought about him. I thought about Khabib. I mean, never losing a round. Just didn't fight long enough. Didn't have as many title defenses.
Yeah.
But was truly dominant. But yeah, John Jones, can't argue there. My 5, and I put him 5th because whole career is great, but his peak especially, best pitcher of all time, Pedro Martinez. From 97 to 03, in the height of the steroid era, he went 118 and 36, a 2.2 ERA, which would lead the league today, let alone back then. 1,400 innings, 1,009 hits, just short of 1,800 strikeouts, only 300 walks, a 2.13 ERA plus, and a .94 WHIP. In just 2000, which I think is the best season of all time, a 1.74 ERA. Again, in the height of the steroid era. The next best ERA, Roger Clemens, 3.74.
Wow.
A full 2 runs better. His ERA plus was 2.91. 100 being average, he's pretty much 200% better than the average starter.
I kind of thought you would go Nolan Ryan.
Dominant in a different way.
More like Shaq.
For sure. Because he wasn't hittable and was, 26 years? Pretty much the exact same level.
Yeah.
But was wild. Could get touched up for the long ball. But absolute freak of nature. Something we're never going to see ever again. Your 4 spot.
I got Tiger Woods. Again, prime Tiger, just was the best golfer to ever live. And it wasn't even close.
Yeah, in that run, who would you even put in the same conversation? Of his contemporaries, nobody. After that first 2 years, it was like, all right, well, him and Nicholas, who's the GOAT?
And then it was 10 more years of just Tiger. Then 3 rungs down,
You?
me.
Yeah. And still getting better.
Every day.
My 4 spot went baseball again. I think possibly the best pitcher of all time, although he was a reliever. Mariano Rivera. Over a 19-year career, a 2.21 career ERA, 13th best all time. The 12 guys ahead of him all debuted before 1910. So best modern ERA by a significant margin. Most saves ever, 652. His 205 ERA plus is best of all time. But more importantly, his postseason dominance.
What's the inning count for him, like compared to Pedro Martinez?
Definitely less, being a closer. I still think he pitched like 2,000 innings just out of the pen.
Because the closer is who you're bringing in like the 7th, 8th inning, right?
So he does, of course, have the record for most 3+ out saves, but typically just your 9th inning. He threw in his career just under 1,300 innings. So, of course, tough to compare against a starter, but when it's that automatic.
Yeah.
And again, postseason, in 32 series, 141 innings, which is, again, the most all-time for a reliever especially. His ERA, 0.7.
Oh, my God.
In the World Series, in 7 World Series, 0.9.
Jesus.
More men have walked on the moon than scored on Mo in the postseason. And he, again, has more postseason innings than anybody. Threw one pitch. You knew exactly what was coming. Didn't throw that hard. Wasn't a big strikeout guy. But just unhittable.
Wow.
I think, for 19 years especially, the most dominant pitcher that the sport has ever seen and probably ever will see. You're number 3.
Michael Phelps.
Also my number 3.
One of the few Olympic GOATs, if not the Olympic GOAT. I say few because Usain Bolt, I think, is kind of in that same category. Just with the amount of competitions Michael Phelps was able to compete in, he gets that edge. But unbeatable.
So Phelps, 23 gold medals in 30 events. Also, I think 3 silvers, 2 bronze. At the time I read this stat, could be changed a little bit, but he had more goals in 108 countries.
That's probably still accurate.
Just absurd. In the 2008 Beijing Games, he had 8 golds. Set 7 world records, 8 American records, 8 Olympic records. I mean, what's more dominant than that?
Unreal.
Now, I put Phelps / Katie Ledecky because I think they're on that same tier. I think she's the best women's swimmer, definitely distance-wise of all time.
Sure.
In the women's 800-meter freestyle, she has the top 23 best times.
Jesus.
1 through 23, all her.
That's unreal.
That's absurd. In 3 Olympic Games, 7 gold medals, and in Olympic / World Championships in long distance, either 4 or 800 meters, or I think 8 and 15, she's a combined 15-0.
Jesus Christ.
The definition of dominance.
And the definition of dominance is having 1 through 23 under your belt.
And counting.
Yeah.
She'll be in Paris in the summer for the 2024
I
games.
was going to say, you said she's only competed in 3.
Yeah, still very, she debuted at like 15, I think, as did Michael Phelps. Yeah, so her 4th games are coming. Probably add at least a couple more golds right there. So maybe 5 more times in that women's 800 meter.
Yeah.
Your number 2.
Simone Biles.
Just missed mine just because of longevity, but I didn't look at the numbers. Maybe you can convince me.
Well, one, they had to change the rules to accommodate for her doing stuff that legitimately no other gymnast in the world can do. They had to adjust the Olympic rules. The Olympic rules.
Because
the rules of the Olympics.
Good.
Because you are too good at this. Nobody else in the entire world of gymnastics can do that, so we can't score that.
Isn't that insane?
Stats don't matter.
You're literally rewriting the rule book.
Stats don't matter. That tells me everything I need to know.
Do you have stats?
No.
I don't know her medal count, but absurd.
That alone, that is dominance. It's not about the accolades. That is dominance. You had to change the rules because of me. Period.
I can't even. What else can you say about that? That scoreboard.
Yeah, that's the ultimate scoreboard. Oh, here we have the Simone Biles clause, 3.21.
You know what the rule change was?
I don't know gymnastics rules. So even if I knew what it was, it wouldn't mean
register.
anything to me. But I know that the rule had to be changed.
Otherwise, she would have continued to win every single event.
Yeah, it was a scoring rule. So
whatever Simone posts, take a point off it.
pretty much.
Well, my two, like you mentioned, is Tiger Woods. Some of the stats here just make you just mind-blowing. 24 consecutive made cuts at the Masters. Of course, he won 5 green jackets. From 98 to 05, on the PGA Tour, he made 142 consecutive cuts. He has 41 European Tour victories, which is the third most all-time, despite never being a member of the European Tour. 5 or more titles in 10 different years. Absurd. He has the largest win of any PGA major, 15 strokes. At the 2000 U.S. Open, he won by 15 strokes.
That's insane.
He shot 13 under. I forget who it was, but the next guy shot 2 over. You have that one by like the 9th hole.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, you could par out.
And still win by 8 strokes.
Yeah.
The youngest player ever to complete the career Grand Slam, and the only player to win all 4 in a row, I believe, until this day. Only 5 players have won the Grand Slam. It only took Tiger 15 starts. His combined score during that run, the Tiger Slam, was 86 strokes better than the next best guy.
Jeez.
From 97 to 2013, in just major championships, Tiger Woods shot 126 under. Do you want to guess second place in that time frame?
55 under?
Steve Flesh shot plus 125.
Oh.
A differential of 251 strokes.
That's insane.
And last but not least, for 683 weeks, Tiger was number 1 ranked in the world, twice being number 1 for over 263 weeks consecutively. Nobody else ever hit 100 straight. If that's not dominance, I don't know what is.
I just wish I was a little older.
Man, me too. I recall, because I didn't even really start following golf until maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, actually paying attention. But I recall watching SportsCenter, and every opening segment is Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger
My
wins
dad's
again.
a big Tiger Woods
Tiger
guy.
shot 12 under.
So, you know how Tiger Woods' logo is the TW?
Of course.
Dude, I thought my dad would only buy hats with his initials on it because his initials are TW.
Of course.
And I'm like, those are the cool. I can't wait to be an adult one day so I could have CW hats. That's not how it works.
You can get some made up. I know a guy.
Yeah, but they're not Nike.
They're not. Not yet. Not until we get sponsored. But yeah, I watched it just the other day. I watched Tiger Woods' top 25 best shots. I mean, every event he played in, he's doing something you've never seen before. Never seen attempted before. And probably won't ever see again. I know guys are driving further now, but to be that consistent in every aspect of the game, I mean, he's as close to a perfect golfer as you can get.
Pretty much.
I don't think even playing
Outside of Charlie.
what's the
PGA Tour.
yeah, PGA Tour 2K, whatever it is. Outside of playing that in easy
You have
mode,
PGA Tour and then 2K.
2 separate games.
Yeah.
Which one's better?
PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one by EA.
Okay. Yeah, play that on rookie, and you're probably still not beating Tiger.
I don't know.
His
buddy.
real life numbers.
I don't know.
Number 1, of course, we both have the great
Wayne
one,
Gretzky.
which I think
Who's
is
also kind of underrated.
all things considered, because hockey's not as big as the other sports.
Exactly.
I've got a whole bunch of stats here. Give me your take first.
Just take it away, buddy.
Wayne Gretzky has 10 scoring titles, averaging 195 points in those 10 wins, averaging 50 points win differential. That's insane enough by itself. All-time season record, 92 goals in one season. You know how many games are in a hockey season?
Same as basketball, right? 82.
82. Put up 92 goals. Think about that. And then decided, I want to break the assist record
Isn't he
too.
like 20 points ahead of the next guy too?
It's insane.
20 goals, I mean.
Nobody else I don't think is topped. Definitely never topped 80. I think he broke. I forget the guy's name. Three brothers. Either way, it's insurmountable. I think Matthews hit 60 a few years ago, and even that was like an incredible number. One MVP, but imagine putting 30 more on top of that. And that's not even his top accomplishment. Not even top 5. 163 assists in a season. Second place in total points was 141, Mario Lemieux. And Gretzky had like 80 goals on top of that. Career assists, incomprehensible. 1,963. You could take away all of his goals. He's still the all-time points leader. Which, of course, he's the all-time goal leader.
Naturally.
Unless maybe Obi finally breaks it next year. 9 MVPs, 8 in a row.
8 in a row.
From his rookie year for the next 8. And in the other main sports, nobody's won more than 4 in a row. Which even that enough is just absurd. Again, most career points.
There's probably not many people who've won 8 total.
Nobody's won. But
yeah.
Jordan got 6. Kareem got 6. I think Barry Bonds has 6.
Which they don't count those.
Brady has what, 5?
I think so.
Yeah. No one's going to touch 8 in any sport. Most career points. A 970-point lead ahead of second place, Mark Messier. He was the fastest to 1,000 points. Second fastest all time, Gretzky from 1,000 points to 2,000 points. 3 consecutive 200-point seasons, 4 total. Nobody else has ever done that in any season. And the most mind-blowing thing, he could have ended his career with 1,370 pointless games, 16-plus seasons, and still been a point-per-game player. He could have gone on the ice for 16 straight years and done nothing, and still averaged for his career 1 point a game. That'll never be topped.
No.
In any sport.
Yeah, there's nothing that...
The only thing I think maybe is if Shohei did what he's doing and pitching for the next 10 years straight at the exact same level, then maybe. And that literally takes a guy pitching and hitting to MVP levels. Which is it's not going to happen.
When you're... Yeah, you would have to be Cy Young / MVP.
Every year for 10 years.
Contention, if not finalist, every year for 10 years straight.
Just absurd. Let us guys know, of course, your top 5 most dominant if you disagree. Anybody else you guys want to throw in there. But I think it's a pretty solid top 5 list for both of us. Really.
Yeah, any gripes you have, take up with Steven. He's also going to act as our PR guy.
Already is acting as that.
Exactly.
One little fun thing I have here. I have the top win percentage over the past 10 years ranked into 1 through 30 spots for MLB, NBA, and NFL. Do you want to guess the number 1 tier for each of those sports in the past 10 years?
The last 10 years.
And I believe this is just regular season.
Patriots.
The Pats are second.
Oh, man. Who was winning more than the Patriots?
Over just the past 10 years.
The Steelers.
Steelers third.
Wow. I guess the Chiefs were never bad.
Chiefs won. In that 1 tier with the Chiefs.
Oh, man. Basketball's tough. Spurs?
No, Spurs fell a little bit. Spurs are down to 10th.
Yeah. Warriors.
Warriors 1 seed. And baseball, you got a guess there?
Yankees.
Yankees are third with Pittsburgh.
The Astros?
Astros second with New England.
The Braves.
Braves kind of
More of
caught
a
fire
recent-
late. Yeah,
recent
they're
spell.
8th, but definitely the past 5 years. They won 1 World Series, I believe, during COVID.
This team?
Yeah, favorite this year for sure.
The Dodgers.
LA. So 1 seed, you go LA, Golden State, Kansas City. 2 spot, you got the Astros, the Patriots, and then the NBA team shares a city with one of these 2 teams. It's not the Rockets.
It's the Astros and the Patriots.
Correct.
The Knicks?
Where do the Patriots play?
Foxborough.
Which is pretty much in
Oh, the Celtics.
Boston Celtics at 2. And then 3 spot, you got Yankees, Steelers, and then the NBA team.
The Lakers?
Close.
It's not the Clippers.
It's the Clippers.
That's insane.
Do you want to guess where your Brownies are at?
30.
They're 29th with the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Tigers. My Cowboys 7th with the Jazz and the Cubbies.
Okay. Utah.
So, of course, having 30 baseball teams, 30 basketball teams, there are 2 NFL teams that did not make the list. Can you guess them? Viewers, also play along while you can. The 2 worst winning percentages over the past 10 years in the NFL.
Jets.
Is 1.
Which is shocking to me.
This is just after the Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, my timeline on him is messed up. Is it... I know we literally mentioned these earlier, but I completely forgot other than New York.
I thought you were just going to play it up a little bit. You did forget.
Yes, I absolutely forgot.
Also an AFC team.
Texans?
Not the Texans.
Jacksonville.
Correct. After, 4 number 1 picks over the past 10 years?
Yeah.
Maybe more. See, that's the definition of, true quality and winning. Boston definitely leads the way with Celtics 2, Pats 2. I believe the Bruins are up there if you go in hockey. Red Sox, top 10. 10 sneaky, go Red Sox, Spurs, Eagles. Nice tier to be in. 30th, you go the Marlins. You want to guess the NBA team?
It's got to be the Pistons.
And the NFL team?
Commanders?
Same division.
Oh, the Giants.
Giants, 30th. My Redlegs, Lincoln at 28. Do you want to guess who with? Two big market teams. One of which I would say bright futures for both. We're all in the same bright future boat. One team still active in the playoffs.
Minnesota?
Not Minnesota. They're sneakily at I saw them earlier. They're actually they're 25th, so pretty close.
Denver.
Nah, Denver's moved up some. East Coast.
The Knicks.
The New York Knicks. NFL-wise, immediate bright future. If one guy...
The Bears.
Of course. So if I'm banking on future-wise, I kind of like the 28th spot right there. Sneaky 20 spot, you go Rangers, World Series champions last year. Suns, Chargers. Could be bright. One team looks great in 22, the Orioles, and then lumped in with the Wizards and the Arizona Cardinals.
Yikes.
Definitely carrying the weight there. Cool to see in 10 years from now how these lists would stack up compared to what they are right now. With that, how about some underrated Tuesday talk?
I got Draymond Green.
Took me for a surprise there.
I'm over the Draymond Green slander.
Okay.
Because he was the leader of that dynasty. I don't care what anybody says. You're talking about a reigning multi-time defensive player of the year, defensive all-NBA first team a million times, second, third, whatever. Pretty much his whole career. And the ability to score the ball is there.
And facilitate.
And facilitate.
And, of course, rebound.
He is the only complete player on that team as far as being able to do all of that stuff at a high level. And he, again, was the glue for all of those championships in that whole dynasty. And quite frankly, they didn't start being a dynasty until he was there. So the proof is in the pudding.
I think so much of his, non-basketball antics kind of ruined his reputation as just an actual player. But on-court numbers don't lie. And on-court impact does not lie.
Impact.
Who else in the league could drop a triple-double without scoring? Pretty much nobody.
Exactly.
I've got my boy, Leon Draisaitl.
Okay.
Oilers' second-line center. Just over the past, let's say 5 years, since 2018. 6 years. He's eclipsed 100 points 5 times out of 6. Of course, the one year he did not. He missed 26 games. Great goal scorer, great assist guy. Led the league in assists in 2019. Sneakily, the third highest, actually, it'll be second highest points per game in the playoffs all time, just behind the aforementioned Wayne Gretzky. Power play killer. And because he's the second line guy behind McDavid, even though they typically play together for the most part, doesn't get quite as much attention, but any other team, he's probably the third best player in the league. And of course, as a lifelong Oilers fan, I love the guy since day one.
Exactly.
Second underrated spot.
We've got Dan Soder.
We're going non-sports.
Yeah. Dan Soder, the comedian. Dude is hilarious, especially on podcasts. But even watching his specials that are I think, a year old, 2 years old, 4 years old, they're on YouTube, free to watch. Amazing, amazing specials. The jokes are hilarious. He's just a dude.
Got a great flow.
And he does amazing impressions.
Especially underrated impressionist. His Macho Man is...
It's perfect.
Bar none. I thought it was Macho Man.
So did I. Who do you got?
Everybody does a Macho Man impression. And they're all pretty good, right? But Soder has it down to perfection.
Yeah.
And knows when to use it. And it's one thing to say things Macho Man would say. But it's
to be able to say things that you're saying
as Macho Man. That takes it to the next level.
And you just called him Macho Man and blew the whole...
Yeah, Macho Man. Could be a different variation of the character.
No.
Jamaican version? No?
No.
We can write that up. I've got another comic who I think if you don't watch Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, you don't know about. But Matt McCusker, sincerely, I think, maybe the funniest guy to ever live. I mean, if you guys don't follow MSSP, what are you doing with your life? He has one special on YouTube called The Speed of Light, which is incredible. Same thing, ultimate dude, very casual. You don't really even notice he's just telling jokes, but he's so good, so consistent, so off the cuff, witty and funny, even not even trying to be funny, and the perfect counterpart for Shane.
Yeah.
They've been lifelong best friends, so you have that deep connection. It's comedy at its finest for me. So please go check out Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. You will not be disappointed. With that, on to the NFL. A couple things to mention here. A couple extensions.
Trent Jones retired.
Who?
Trente? I don't know. One of those.
Well, I just mean the guy that most people probably don't know about.
Michigan legend, Green Bay Packer rookie, retired a couple days ago.
TikTok legend?
Yes, some would say. He was an undrafted free agent and then retired when he realized that he had to play the Packers, or played the Niners in the playoffs, most likely.
Apparently some back issues is what held him back. He just got placed on the IR. I guess contemplated retirement at Michigan. But still, we're just a guy that just got signed to some kind of contract, of course.
Passed a physical.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, hang it up.
Or maybe it was a just to prove somebody wrong thing. I told you I could go to the league.
I'll get signed, and then...
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
That's what it feels like, at least. We do have some contract extensions. And Antoine
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Antoine Winfield Jr. is now the highest paid DB ever and a safety nonetheless.
4 years, $84 million, $45 guaranteed.
It's a lot of cash.
Tampa locking up their guys.
Good.
Now signed Baker, signed Evans, signed Winfield.
Did they sign?
They locked up Shaq Barrett and still working on one other piece. I forget what shift he pulled up there.
Probably Vita Vea.
Should be. Yeah, love the move. Great player. Still weird to see kind of a safety get that money.
Yeah, definitely odd.
But that's kind of the way that the game's shifting a little bit.
Yeah, the rest of the top 5 are all DBs, like corners.
And then you have Jared Goff. 4 years, $212, $170 guaranteed, $53 million a year, the second highest, just behind Joseph J. Burrow.
That's a budget for a top 10, top 5 quarterback.
Still the best trade of all time, right?
Yeah, $53 million a year.
For Jared Goff, who would have thought 2 years
meanwhile,
ago?
I thought 2 weeks ago when he said he was underrated. Now he's finally being properly rated, at least by the Lions.
I think the Lions front office heard that episode and thought, you know what, this guy's onto something. We got to lock him up while we can. And probably still got a great deal on him.
Bingo.
When he wins the next 3 straight Super Bowls,
Straight.
you're looking at an absolute steal.
Exactly.
And then the Bills bring in their guy.
The guy.
The number 1 guy.
Marquez Valdez Scantling.
1 year, I believe, $4 million.
MVS. Time to ball.
Good deep ball guy. We know what Josh Allen loves throwing.
Inaccurate deep balls.
Exactly. Are they done adding weapons? Now you got Keon Coleman, Chase Claypool,
Are they
MVS.
done? They're never going to stop.
Who's next?
Probably Juju.
Oh, that really that'd be the last Infinity Stone they need.
Kadarius Toney.
Rumor is available.
Quentin Johnston, still on a rookie deal. Probably can get him over there.
Kind of a pricey get. You run the two tight end Kincaid Knox system.
Yeah.
Look, it's not sexy, but at least you can call it a core now, right? Depending if Keon becomes a true wideout 1.
2 out of 3.
I think Claypool's irrelevant, but he's going to be on the field at least.
He'll be,
I think.
assuming he has a DB on him and they don't just pretend like he's not there. He'll draw at least one piece of coverage. Yes.
I don't know, man. I think the Bills definitely regrets a little bit this year.
Should, but they should have last year.
And then are they going to blame Josh Allen for that?
They'll probably fire Josh Allen before they fire McDermott.
Well, they'll fire the new OC after firing Joe Brady already.
True.
He's a first fall guy, right?
Yeah, usually new OCs aren't the fall guy, though.
McDermott's clock is ticking.
Should be. I don't know if it actually is.
But again, what the hell do we know? And then we had a couple marquee schedule reveals for the opening first 2 weeks. Of course, the Chiefs get Baltimore to kick off the year. Great matchup.
Yeah, especially for early when the Chiefs are still getting warmed up and Baltimore is going to be coming in hot.
You know, putting the rings out, unveiling the banner. Taylor Swift probably singing national anthem, because why not?
I'm not ready for a bunch of old white dudes to bring up Taylor Swift every week.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You got a year under your belt of that already.
I don't miss it, though.
Me neither.
I think it's very dumb and annoying.
We've already gotten some of that, which it will never be that level, but like people are already kind of mentioning after Paul Skeen's debut, like, oh, Paul Skeen's Livy Dunn. Are they the next Travis and Taylor? It's like, pump the brakes, dude. Come
Who
on.
cares?
Nobody cares.
Especially because Paul Skeen's just balled out of control.
And he's great, but Kelsey's already established. Swift
Yeah.
is the most famous person on earth.
Yeah.
Come on now. Let's slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm not ready for that. I don't want it.
Well-
All you old white people, put the phones away.
Do you think we got just the 1 year and we'll kind of get past it?
No.
They're still going to keep showing her. And people are still going to be upset.
And again, just because you're only watching your TV for 15 seconds doesn't mean that I am. And when you tell me, well, they shows the Taylor Swift, well, that tells me you only watch your TV for 15 seconds.
Of the entire game.
Because I watched the whole game. And guess what? Twice. I saw random ass Kansas City fans more than I saw her.
Yeah, if he scores, sure, we'll get a cutaway.
Oh, look, there's Jackson. There's Tim. Oh, shout out to Tim.
Oh, not Timmy.
No, I would rather see a famous person that I know
For 3 seconds.
Than,
Celebrating her
than
man's
Billy.
touchdown.
Than Billy and his mom looks unhappy.
Or, Big Jeremy with his beer gut showing.
Yeah, exactly.
Shirt can't cover it.
Like, let's not forget about what they're not showing you when they're showing you somebody you know and is famous.
Could be a whole lot worse.
Could be.
So quit the complaining, people.
Get over it.
Week 1. Tom Brady's first game as a broadcaster. Sunday, 4:25, CBS. We're going mano a mano, my friend.
We are.
Dallas in Cleveland.
Yep. And I will try to get us tickets.
Surprisingly, Dallas not playing the Giants and not playing Sunday night for the first time in probably 60 years.
I will have to check and see if we're off. Be great if we're off opening week.
I would really hope so. Because I'll be honest, watching the game at work with you could get heated.
Yeah, could.
Now, I'm cool wearing my my Micah jersey up to Cleveland, right?
Should be.
I'm with you. I'm a cool guy.
Eh.
Now, there might be some other Dallas fans that make me guilty by association, but
You're an okay guy.
I do all right. I think, again, with you by my side, I think we can slip through the cracks.
Probably.
As long as we don't win embarrassingly, in which I might get a little obnoxious.
No, honestly, if we win embarrassingly,
Even better. I'll take that.
it gets pretty obnoxious.
I can take every bit. Yeah, we'll check the schedule here. I'd love to definitely go to that if possible. You've got Rodgers' return in San Francisco Monday night against Leonard Floyd, who happened to be the guy that injured him last year, also on Monday night.
They planned that.
Oh, dude, week 1, they pick all the best matchups.
It's
Which,
like
you got to, right?
Week 1's like WWE writing.
Yeah, you're writing up WrestleMania.
Yeah, these are the storylines. This is everything. Well, there's no story for Dallas and Cleveland, but
No, besides having TB12 there. Pretty much about it. No really history between those two teams.
yeah.
Watson, former Texas quarterback. Maybe you draw a stretch there. That's about it.
Mari Cooper.
Revenge game? Question mark?
Yeah, there we go. Mari Cooper.
212, 3 scores.
That'd be nice.
We can see Zeke get absolutely annihilated by Myles Garrett.
Dude. Bucket list checked.
It's only a matter of time. And then the first Thursday night game will be Bills-Dolphins in Miami.
Oh, my goodness. A banger Thursday night game?
Who would have thought, right? Amazon making some moves.
Wow. Can't wait to see what the other Thursday night games are.
I wouldn't.
It's got to be Commanders-Bears for the rest of the season.
Commies, Bears.
I think you should call them commies.
That's what the internet refers to them as. Would you rather go with the old name?
Doesn't matter to me. It's not my mic.
Yeah, it's not a PC show, you know. Third mic, Shane. Question, comment, concern? On that thought, maybe Shane returning next week.
That's what he said. He said he'd be down.
Love to have him back on here.
Now we can take his word with a grain of salt, naturally.
A few grains, probably.
Couple.
And then week 2, Bengals-Chiefs. In KC, back-to-back tough games at home for the defending champs. But Burrow,
At home.
assuming Burrow's good to go, I think you got an update on him as far as where he's at health-wise.
Yeah, his orthopedic surgeon said he's at like 70 to 80%, and they're not sure if the wrist will get any more mobility than that. And he's still having on and off inflammation.
Oh, boy, that's worrisome.
It is. Joe Burrow, potentially biggest what if in NFL history.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't want to commit one way or the other, but what is 70% Joe Burrow able to do?
It's wrist, too. Throwing arm.
The worst possible thing you could have. Not to mention the new turf in Cincinnati. The O-line should be better, but we've been saying that for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Scary, man. Maybe Chris Jones gets loose first play. If he's even playing.
Chandler Jones comes out of the stands.
Or maybe Jake Browning starts and puts up 35.
Yeah, that's if. I mean, Granted, Burrow will play hurt at the beginning of the year, and then they'll have the 0-3, 0-5 stretch. But what do you do, you know?
And then I know full schedule comes out Wednesday, so unfortunately day after we're recording this. But the Brownies do have the highest difficulty based on winning percentage from last year of any team out there. And I think 3 of your 4 division mates are in there with you guys.
Yep. Brownies, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. Not the Bengals.
And how much stock do you put into that? Because it's based on last year's winning percentage.
I mean, it should be the same teams should be good.
Minus,
right?
2 or 3 that miss the playoffs. That happens every year, but it should translate pretty well.
Should be close. They should be tough games. It should be a tough schedule.
You're all playing the NFC East, so throwing Dallas, throwing Philly. I'm not really worried about the Giants or Commanders.
No, yeah.
But those are 2 tough games right there. I'm not sure which you guys have them at the road and not at home.
Well, we have Dallas at home.
Well, you do. I don't know about Baltimore or Pittsburgh, but and then 3rd and 4th is the Texans and Packers.
When they do the home and aways, is it based on? I don't know what it's based. Is it based on who won the division?
I'm not sure.
Or are they just like, all right, here's a coin?
That's based on who you get from other divisions in your conference. But as far as your out-of-conference opponents, I'm not sure how that works out. Let's get the league office on the phone right here real quick, and we'll get Goodell on the line. If only Steven was here.
Yep,
Media.
if only.
Manage that social media.
Manage that phone call.
What if he just... Steven's the kind of guy that would make a call just to see. What if he got through?
Yeah, he would.
And now we're at 100K on TikTok. Which, who knows, we might be at already.
Who knows?
I haven't checked in a while. Want to go to the NBA?
Absolutely.
Where do you want to start? East, West?
We can go West. West is kind of the more interesting.
Rumors of the Nuggets' demise have been greatly exaggerated as they win Game 3 and Game 4.
Yep.
And look like the Nuggets of last year.
Yep. And they're back home.
Yeah, they're playing at home tonight. Currently, late 3rd quarter, they're up by 8 over Minnesota. But the Nuggets back to getting leads early after playing really slow first quarters the first 2 games. Defense playing much better. Game 3 all around for Minnesota was bad.
Rough game.
Ant put up 15, took responsibility. They scored 80 points total. Game 4, Ant dropped 44, but got no help. Cat shot like 6 for 18. Gobert, non-existent. Nobody was making shots. Aaron Gordon shot like 12 for 13 for Denver.
Yeah, rough.
Jokic back to peak MVP form. Going back to Minnesota, let's say Denver holds on, up 3-2. This would be the first home win, I believe, for either team so far. It's funny how narratives change so quick. Last week we were sold. It'd be a sweep for the Wolves. They're going to the finals. Unbeatable team, best defense ever. And then Denver says, hey guys, we're still the champs. Don't forget about us.
Yeah. Well, I'm still standing with the Timberwolves.
Locking it in?
Yep.
We'll give an update once this game is over, of course, with a further prediction for Game 6. But for now, tied series with Nuggets up late 3rd quarter. Mavs, OKC.
2-2.
Similar situation there. After a quick 2-0 lead, Mavs take Game 3. When did P.J. Washington become Steph Curry?
He's always had it in him.
Without those 2 back-to-back efforts, the Mavs are probably swept.
Honestly, yeah.
Luka played much better Game 3. Terrible Game 4. But P.J. pretty much single-handedly kept them in the series. Game 4, Mavs definitely should have won. Choked bad in the 4th quarter. Terrible free throw shooting. Luka downright bad. 7 turnovers. Shot poorly. I know he's playing beat up, but especially now, man, every single play he's bitching and looking for a call.
Back to old Luka.
Meanwhile, Shai is just getting in, taking contact, and not begging for calls and getting them. I think Luka's hurting himself here.
I agree.
I mean, refs are going to hold that against you, right? When you bitch every single time.
Probably, but they shouldn't.
But it happens.
It probably does.
So game 5 there will be, I believe, on Wednesday. Going back to OKC. Tied up 2-2. Anybody's series, I still like the Thunder.
I do too.
I think they're deeper. I think, especially with Luka being so beat up, you can only rely on him and Kyrie so much. And outside of PJ and the 10 points you're going to get from Gafford and maybe Lively, who are playing great defense, by the way.
Yeah.
Mavs defense with PJ keeping them alive. But without a full healthy Luka, an inefficient Luka, and Kyrie not dropping 30, 35 a game, still like OKC there. Into the East, Celtics should wrap that up here next game.
Yeah, Celtics up 3-1.
Mitchell unfortunately missed game 4. They kept it tight.
Yeah, relatively.
Played pretty well, all things considered, but
there's only so much you can do.
with no Jared Allen, no Mitchell, tall order. And then Pacers-Knicks. Same thing. Pacers down 2-0, took 3 and 4. 4 an absolute blowout, and then got blown out tonight. Knicks took game 5.
Knicks should finish it up.
Brunson put up, I think, 40 again tonight. Like 34 shots, but hey, got the dub by 30 points. Oh, man. Knicks Celtics. Going to be very tough. With the Knicks being banged up and playing so many minutes. Celtics being so deep.
And inconsistent.
And that's my main thing with them, just especially from Tatum.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that series, that definitely should not start by the time we have the next recording here. So we'll go deeper in that next week. How about the NHL breakdown here? Let's check on the Oilers' score. Currently, Edmonton wins 3-2 in Game 4 to even that back up at 2-0.
2-2.
2-2, I should say. Thank you for that. Big OT win in Game 2 with Connor and Leon both with 4 points. And again, second and third all-time playoff points per game behind Gretzky. Tough loss in Game 4. The Canucks goaltender, Sheeloff's 45 saves. I mean, absolutely incredible game. They were shooting left and right. I mean, all over the goal, and he was right there. Skinner got pulled out of our goal. Honestly, didn't play bad. 2 power play goals, which weren't really his fault. And then didn't start tonight, which maybe after a dub in Game 4, maybe you stick with the backup.
Well, it is 2-2, so you still have a 1 to give up. Now, obviously, Game 7 isn't ideal.
I do think this is the best series so far of the entire playoffs, and maybe it will be even going forward. But I have a new public enemy. Nikita Zadorov is an absolute menace. Canucks defender. Big, lanky Russian dude. Mean as hell. As the buzzer went off in Game 3, McDavid he did slash one of the Canucks and then got cross-checked from behind by Zadorov right into a face check. So he got double teamed there. And then my problem is, like, nobody else on his team really did anything. They just kind of went to the locker room. When your captain gets hit like that, you got to fight a little bit, right?
Definitely.
Go all out for your boy. But hey, Game 4 win, tied back up. We'll take that. Also in the West, Dallas is up 3-1 after a 4-1 win in Game 3 and a 5-1 win in Game 4. Should lock that up, I believe, also on Wednesday night. The Panthers won 6-2 in Game 3 with 4 power play goals after a 6-goal game in Game 2.
Yeah.
They were down 2-0 on the road in Game 4 in Boston, came back and won that game. Took a 3-1 lead. Could have closed it out tonight, but Boston did take Game 5, and they're heading back home, which maybe won't matter that much after that Game 3 or Game 4 loss. And then Carolina stayed alive. After being down 3-0, they won Game 4 and Game 5. Still fighting, but 3-0, tough to come back from all the way.
Yeah, but now you got 2 games of momentum.
And that goes a long way.
It does. Keeps morale high.
Let's see. Let's go on to a little bit of UFC talk here. Fan favorite Derrick Lewis continues to do Derrick Lewis things.
He pulled out all the stops. Shorts off, tossed his cup onto the scorer's table or announcer's table, and even mooned the crowd. And then he shouted out Popeyes.
That was my funniest part in the press conference.
No. Even his post-fight interview.
Even post-fight?
Yeah. He said, shout out to Popeyes. Nice.
I saw before that or after in the presser, he's like, somebody asked him, hey, how do you stay in such great condition as you get older? He's like, well, I used to think it was Popeyes. But my coach told me that's not the most nutritious thing to be eating, so it's no longer Popeyes.
Yeah.
But the man still loves his Popeyes. Come on now. He's
Absolutely.
sneaking it here and there.
He's 100% sneaking it here and there.
Adds to his all-time knockout record.
18?
I got the number here. Let's see. He's now at 15 career knockouts. Can you guess the remaining 7 guys with 11 or more? Number 2, mentioned last week, local legend.
Matt Brown.
Number 3 with 12. Not a Hall of Famer yet, but he will be. Heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight. Knockout artist, head kick specialist. Known for his PED use to a degree. TRT especially. Mr. Vitor Belfort.
Oh, no. I didn't know he was a 3-weight class.
He moved all around.
Wow.
Including catchweight, which I don't really count. Then there's 5 guys with 11. 2 of which still active. My favorite fighter of all time
Poirier?
is 1. And the ultimate badass.
Gaethje?
May have knocked out Gaethje.
Oh, Max?
4, definitely on the Mount Rushmore at middleweight. And I think a 13-fight title defense streak.
Usman?
Before Usman.
Silva?
Anderson Spider Silva. And you have Anthony Rumble Johnson and Thiago Santos, which you would not have gotten, I don't think. I would not have either.
I might have gotten Santos. I was a big UFC undisputed 2012 guy.
Knockout artist in that game.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar was on the cover.
So yeah, Derek, 15 and counting. If I'm him, dude, you're not fighting for a title, right?
Just keep fighting these bums in the
Keep
heavyweight.
on knocking dudes out.
Just keep going.
There's talks of him versus the kickboxer Rosenstruck up next, who'd look almost identical. It's actually uncanny.
Yeah.
And it'd be a great fight.
And isn't it Taekwondo?
I think he's a kickboxer.
Are we thinking of 2 different guys?
No, definitely Rosenstruck. Let me verify that here. I don't think he's Taekwondo. Now the question is, how do you spell his fucking name? Jarenzo Rosenstruck is a mixed martial artist specializing in kickboxing before the UFC.
Well, he was a kickboxer, but I thought he was like a Taekwondo black belt or something.
I'm sure he's brought some of that into his game. Regardless, should be a great matchup if they make that fight. Rosenstruck does hold the second fastest knockout in the heavyweight division, I believe, behind Derrick Lewis's flying knee.
Yeah, I mean 4 seconds,
if that.
Or no. So he went on a 3-fight span before the 2 fights before the UFC was 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and I think the UFC was like 12.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Imagine less than 20 seconds of total fight time and you have 3 wins. Three KOs.
Yeah. None of his fights have ever been out of the first round.
Which is just
ever. Like
obnoxious.
kickboxing included.
Now you want to go over the Stipe John Jones ongoing situation here. Apparently announced for 309, which would be what, December? We got 302 coming up. So definitely the end of the year.
7 months from now. Unless they double up some. I know you don't believe it till you see it.
Well, it's not let's say it happens, which I think it eventually will. I don't know what it even really means.
It's a legacy fight.
And nothing more than that, though, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's all it is.
And that's all it should be, but I feel like it's being built up to be so much more. You have Aspinall, who honestly should be undisputed champ. We know Jones is not going to fight him after he beats Stipe, and he's going to beat Stipe. So what? You just walk away right there and ask Moss to fight another unified fight after that?
Probably not. They'll probably just turn the interim into the undisputed.
Well, Tom's got to fight before December.
Sure, he's defending the interim.
Which is such an absurd thing.
But we know it's the undisputed.
Well, we do. Did your casual fan know that or care about that?
They probably don't. They probably just want to see Tom Aspinall knock somebody out.
Which is likely to happen. And I just don't see, even legacy-wise, if he beats Stipe, and again, he will beat Stipe, I don't really know what that means legacy-wise.
Stipe is the best heavyweight to ever do it.
Yeah, and he's 45 years old, hasn't
So
fought
is
in
John
like
Jones.
3 years.
So is John Jones, who's fought once in the last 3 years.
I think he's the GOAT regardless.
It's a personal thing, dude. Let the guy conquer his own mountains.
I'd love to see him beat Stipe and then decide, I'm going to fight Tom after all. And if he does lose, I don't think it hurts his legacy whatsoever.
It's a personal thing.
I would just strip him right now, make him and Stipe just a legacy fight. Still headline it, of course. It'll still do great numbers. And let Tom fight a true, undisputed fight in the meantime.
Yeah, and then the other fight that did get scheduled for 303 is your boy Ian Gary versus Michael Venom Page.
How do we feel about that matchup?
I think it's a dumb matchup for Ian Gary to take because he was on the trajectory to a title fight. And this feels like a step backwards. If you lose, if you win, it means nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't really propel you forward.
It's a stalemate loss is your options. There's no real winning.
MVP's what, 35, 36?
And
has one UFC win.
Yeah.
If you beat him, even let's say a first round knockout even, I don't think that propelled you that much further forward.
No, it shouldn't.
And if you lose, yeah, you're taking a substantial step back.
Correct. Or maybe because it's MVP, maybe you don't take a big step back. Maybe you just stay where you're at in the rankings. I don't know.
Either way, I'm no longer a fan of Ian Machado Gary, as we well
You're
know.
a big fan.
Not anymore.
Big fan.
His
Number one fan.
After his personal life kind of came out a little bit.
Number one?
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe number two now.
Top 10. There is a fight night card this week with Edson Barboza headlining. Should be at least an entertaining knockout, probably in that fight. Rest of the card, nothing really sexy, but as always, like you always say, tune in. It's free. Might see a future champ, regardless.
Yeah, just like your favorite fighter,
Former.
Ian Machado Gary.
He was never my favorite. I was just on the hype train.
He was up there.
He was up there. And
Just
then
like Shane with Sean Strickland.
good timing for him next week. Because I think, is that 302? They're on that card, right? With Dustin and Islam? Is it
Not
Costa, Strickland? I think that's the co-main.
I'm not sure if it's next week.
Well, we'll be previewing next week.
That's what I'm saying.
pretty sure.
I'm not sure if the fight's next week.
We'll check that. Final score check on, well, not final yet. Still 9:30 to go. Nuggets still up 10. But basketball-wise, the WNBA did kick off tonight.
And Caitlin Clark struggled.
20 points
on not very efficient shooting and 10 turnovers.
That's hard to do.
That's a rough outing.
For someone who led the league in assists in college throughout her entire career.
Rough outing.
Turns out you can't just step in and win MVP off the bat. There is a skill gap here.
Yeah.
And she'll adjust. I'm not worried about that. But I think a little good punch in the mouth is what she needed.
Absolutely.
First game especially against the professionals. They lost by 21 to the Sun, defending champ Aces, or two-time defending champ Aces, who I believe have, I got to learn the rosters here. They do have Aja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, who each put up, good Lord, Wilson put up 30 and 13. Plum 19 on only 3 of 10 shooting. In that fever game, though, against Caitlin, there was a triple-double from the one and only Alyssa Thomas, which is pretty rare in the WNBA to get a trip dub like that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching more this year, especially Indiana, as the true number one Caitlin Clark fan here in the SNS media empire.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'll probably be watching the televised games.
Nothing crazy baseball-wise. Redlegs finally did win again tonight after a blown save loss last night, and their rough stretch continues. TJ Friedel just came back, hit on the hand, fractured thumb, out 4 to 6 weeks. And pretty much all I want to cover there. Time for a stick pick?
Absolutely.
As always, into the ever-overflowing bucket of bands, Cam reaches in and comes out with a handful. And decides on...
it's Steamboat Willie.
That is the LCA Steamboat Willie. I believe was February's release from LCA.
And if that's not available, the secondary stick pick is the Unkind by Blackbird.
Which you've not had yet, you're missing out. Bums of the Week brought to you mostly by the social media manager, Stephen Bocock.
You got the Tiger City Connects.
Garbage.
I think I'm in the minority here.
You're a fan? Or just not as bad as the public reaction is?
So, the jersey itself doesn't look bad.
I don't think it looks good.
I don't know what the difference is between the one that they advertise and the one that's on the field. Because it's completely different.
That would be Fanatics.
Because the one that's even like advertised, just like looking up a picture, it looks good. But when it's on the field, the fade is wrong.
Color's not as popping.
Yeah, the fade is just wrong. But when you're looking at a picture of it, you're like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. But then you see the game-worn edition, and you're like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
So, Bum of the Week, the execution of the City Connects.
Yes. The idea is good.
I'm
a fan of the fading colors and stuff. So,
that's fair.
Especially for a City Connect.
Fade always looks good.
Especially for a City Connect.
I think I'm just spoiled by the Reds having the best City Connects out there, by far.
Yeah. Not very creative, though.
Yeah, but black never fails, though.
Exactly.
I guess, yeah, you go simple, it's a guaranteed success. Yeah. Next up, the aforementioned Trente Jones.
Yeah, or Trent. I mean, it could be Trent, but there's an E at the end of that. I'm going to call him Trente until he corrects me.
Be Trenty?
Trenty?
Trenty? Could be Trenty.
Trenty? Venti?
Trente?
Vente?
Trent? A little Spanish R on there.
Trent?
Trent Jones.
Yeah, I can't roll my R's. That's why I almost failed Spanish class. Fun fact.
Well, you're Polish, so.
Then, Keith Peterson, for the most egregious missed call I've ever seen in my life.
Now, that's where we disagree again.
No.
I think it was a fake tap on Rachmanov, whatever the hell that guy's name was, Rachmishev.
No. Why? Go to Reddit and look up Chase Hooper versus Borshev?
Yes.
Vorshev.
Vorshev.
Look up Chase Hooper versus Vorshev. Look at the finish. You can see that all he's doing is setting his hand on his back to find and grab for his thighs. His hand never stops moving.
Well, public perception, and Lawrensenko said during the telecast, you don't need 2 taps. Just takes 1. The first 2 rounds were 10-8s. He's getting his ass kicked.
It doesn't matter.
The choke was locked in.
Doesn't matter.
And he went for a tap.
No, he didn't.
He
was moving his arm.
There's a clear tap on the back. The Brazilian tap special.
No.
Trying to fake out Chase Hooper. One last-ditch effort to get out of the fight.
Nope.
Hey, let us know for yourselves what you guys think. Because I don't think it was that bad.
That was egregious. Egregious as hell. And if it was Poirier that did it, you would agree.
Well, Poirier wouldn't do that. He'd just get choked out.
If it was Poirier that did it, you would agree.
Poirier could do anything, and I'd agree.
Exactly.
I'm in his corner, man. Come on.
And then the last one is Rysel Iglesias.
Former Reds legend.
Had the opportunity to complete the no-hitter.
Finished a combined no-hitter.
And gave up a 2-run bomb.
With 2 outs.
With 2 outs. Or a 2-out bomb.
Yeah.
To also lose the game?
No, they won.
They won?
They won 4-1. But no-hitter gone.
Loser. And that was after J.D. Martinez just broke Wilson Contreras' arm, too.
Unintentionally.
The last guy you want to give a home run to is an arm breaker, dude.
I mean, known slugger. But yeah, 2 outs, man. Combined no-hitter. Bad time.
Yeah, 2 outs, man. You literally just had to throw a contact ball. And
I guess we should mention,
scoop and score.
I did gloss over it in baseball real quick. Paul Skeen's debut looked very, very good. I think
6 Ks?
Yeah, 6 Ks. I think 17 pitches over 100 miles an hour. A little nervous for sure. I guess he overslept and missed the flight the day prior.
Nice.
So him and Livy drove up 6 hours to Pittsburgh.
Nice.
But look good. Line looks rough because he got pulled, and then the bullpen walked in 6 runs, 2 of which were charged to him. So could be bum of the week there. Pirates bullpen walking in 6 straight runs, which is almost impossible to do. One guy on 12 straight pitches.
Yeah.
Walked in 3 guys. But overall, Skeens looked very good. I just hope he stays healthy.
That
elbow is a ticking time bomb.
And 100 mile an hour consistently.
So scary.
Honestly, with the similar to Hunter Green, just make him a reliever.
I don't hate the idea.
Or a Aroldis Chapman. I mean, he's the perfect.
Chapman's one of the few guys that really hasn't had elbow problems. After 15 years in the league by now. Well, he was always a reliever though. He came in as a reliever.
There you go. That's what you should do. Those guys are built to be relievers.
I don't hate the idea.
Come in, throw 120 right to the glove. They're not going to hit it. Close the game out.
Throw 2 innings here and there. You're set. But either way, great start, great opening to the career. And I think a very bright future, barring a crazy, and even with a crazy injury, guys go through Tommy John, even 2 of them, and still come back and pitch well after that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have 2 years gone of Paul Skeens' career. With that, Cam, go ahead and wrap up shop. Any final notes you want to mention?
Not a thing. But what we always say here. S&S.
To the moon.